In my series of videos, you get to hear English words that have different meanings in Korean, straight from the native Korean speaker's mouth. Hi guys, words from your country or any country can have different meanings in some other countries. There are some Korean words that were added to the English dictionary too, but some of the definition there of the words were quite not right sometimes. Likewise, there are some English words that have different meanings in Korean too. So English words that I'm going to talk about in this video are, the first one is rebate. This word rebate has a negative connotation in Korea as opposed to its actual meaning in English. It's money you're given just like you think of it in English, but it's slightly different. It's illegal money you get from a transaction, such as money you get from someone in return for some favor you're not supposed to give them. Let's say you're a doctor in a general hospital. The salespeople from various pharmaceutical companies would try everything they can do to get you to prescribe their products. Are you with me? Then they suggest that you get a certain amount of money in return for prescribing their products. I mean medicine. The money you get from them is rebate in Korean. Nothing more than bribery or a slush fund sort of. This word rebate is an official negative word, well, so much so that you can hear it pretty often even in the news with an absolute negative undertone. If the money is not illegal, then Koreans call it commission. Number 2, paints. Koreans also use English words for paints as it is these days. Of course, there's a Korean word for this. Paji. But Korean people who think that they are hip enough to speak English words use this word paints instead of paji. But when Koreans pronounce it differently, like not paints but 반스, it is underpaints. I heard that the word paints means underpants in British English, but this word 반스 is for a laugh in Korean because the pronunciation of it is quite strong and it sounds like slang. 반스.
발라드야 발라드. 또 그 대가리 빤스 벗어 임마.
Also, Koreans say panty for both female and males underpants. For all I know, the pronunciation of 반스 is from Japanese origin in early 1900s, when Korea was going through a brutal Japanese occupation. There is also a silly Korean expression about this. That is 반스런. In English, that would be a pants run, which means you run away with your underpants on. It'll be very humiliating, so it means that you have to run all of a sudden in an emergency. It's so urgent that you have to run away even though all you're wearing is just underpants. So this expression is also used when you have to run away in shame. What you have said in the past is proven to be wrong, so you have to run away or you have to hide somewhere in shame. 반스런. Number 3. MT. Mountain? Absolutely not. It has 2 meanings. The first one is membership training. It's not something as serious as it may sound. It's just you go somewhere out of the city you live in or work in for a day or two with your classmates or co-workers or teammates and have fun with them. But MT is normally used by some students. When it is for workers, it is not MT, but they call it normally workshop. But no matter if it is MT or workshop, I'd say they just go there to drink together until midnight or until dawn. The second meaning of it is motel. A motel is the most visited place for couples and two-timers who cheat on their spouses. Don't be so curious about it, there are some reasons for that. Maybe I can talk about it later when I have a chance. When you go to a place where there are a lot of bars or pubs or anything like that, and surely there are a lot of motels too. And a place with a beautiful scenery, like a road along the river, there are obviously a lot of motels too. Yeah, what you're thinking is right because of that. So the word motel in Korean is like a place where you go to when you're like, what? Sexually aroused? Hotels are not, but only motels are deemed to be such places. The impression from the word is like that. So Koreans tend to avoid saying go to motel because they don't want to be outspoken about it, but rather their word choice is the abbreviated word MT, not motel. Do you find it interesting? Number 4. Handle. This means a steering wheel. A handle in Korean also stands for some kind of door handle, anything like that too. But also a steering wheel is a handle too. No one says a steering wheel, just a handle. I don't know how and when Koreans started to call it a handle. I don't need to know, and you don't need to know either. But I guess they might have thought in the past that anything they could grab with their hands could be called a handle. It's just my idea. Well, speaking of which, the side view mirror in Korean is called back mirror. It's Konglish too. Okay, that's all I have for today. Hope you had a lot of fun in this video. Hopefully, this video is also informative. See you next time. 안녕.